Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Thank you. Honorable Chair, respected audience, Assalamu alaikum. Uh, okay, okay. Okay, thank you. Honorable Chair and respected audience, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Karishma Amjad, PhD Fellow, Institute of Social Welfare and Research, University of Dhaka. My paper title is Impact of COVID-19 on Mental Stress of Climate Migrant Older Women in Dhaka City Slum. And I'm going to the study background that Bangladesh is currently experiencing the growing phenomenon of environmental migration, with rural-urban migration increasing the mainful leading to rapid and unplanned urbanization in city centers such as Dhaka. Climate migrant starts living. Yeah. Not moving. Uh, okay. Now I think you can see. Okay. Bangladesh is currently experiencing the growing phenomenon of environmental migration, with rural-urban migration increasing mainful leading to rapid and unplanned urbanization in city centers such as Dhaka. Climate migrants living in urban slums to search better and secure life, but urban slums located mostly in low-lying environmental hazards are coupled with inadequate facilities like food, shelter, sanitation, healthcare. This make their life even worse. A new coronavirus has spread globally since the first recorded human infections noted in December 2019. COVID-19 infections may have a greater impact on older population. In addition to the hazards associated with the common illness of elderly such as diabetes, hypertension, psychotic illness can be aggravated and worsen COVID-19. And I want to represent here the present situation of elderly during COVID-19, and especially in current pandemic situation, older people's lack of awareness about symptoms, mechanism of transmission, and preventive behavior is common, which could have a significant impact on their overall health outcome. And this is physical and mental health of elderly women. Because of the unpredictability of the situation and other difficulties such as social isolation, the mental health of elderly people in Bangladesh is also being harmed during the COVID-19 era. The COVID-19 scenario is particularly harder to cope with the older adults with physical and psychiatric illness. And I want to represent the purpose of the study. The aim of the study to explore the situation of impact of COVID-19 on mental stress of climate migrant older women in urban slum of Dhaka city, and following the aim of the study especially address on the following purposes, that is socio-demographic information of respondents, psychosocial challenge associated with psychological distress, and livelihood impacts. And I want to represent this methodology of my study. Actually, this study followed both qualitative and quantitative study approach, and the main research site is Coral Slum Noakhali, and you can see here the location map. And the study followed the convenience sampling. 30 respondents were interviewed for the in-depth interview for qualitative information, and 60 respondents were selected for quantitative data. And I used here Dhaka Stress Scale Adult, that is DSSN, new scale for assessing and measuring the climate migrant elderly women mental stress. And the climate migrant older women who participate in this study were over the age of 60 and collected data processed with the help of Excel 2016 version. And I'm going to the findings. And this is the findings that demographic and socio-economic condition of elderly. Most of the climate migrant elder women could not even get education till primary school. Some of them have never worked in an institution. According to the findings of the study, the majority of climate migrant older women need to depend on their own income to meet their basic human requirements, and few of them worked as housemaid or in the textile industry when they were younger, or involved in baking, or worked as a housemaid, or sold vegetables or daily necessities, or work as a waste collector, or some of them are worked as a to remove the level from the trust drinking water. And I want to represent the impact of COVID-19 on livelihood. That from the middle of March 2020, the government of Bangladesh implemented country-wide general holidays and lockdowns, which had a significant influence on the general public's life. Low-income persons have become more marginalized and have joined the hardcore poor. A 63 years older climate migrant Beggar stated that she lost her husband as a result of river erosion, and she left her homeland with daughter long before. And her now her in the lockdown period, her rickshaw puller daughter's husband unemployed during the lockdown, and she also did not do go outside for begging. Before the coronavirus outbreak, she could earn 200 to 300 taka and got some rise on the daily basis. And their neighbor are all in a similar situation. Everyone is concerned about their financial security. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to the findings another, that is lockdown and people's livelihood. And after a few days general holidays and lockdown, that they did not have any other choice except to go outside to make their living. A daily earner 63 years old mentioned that a empty stomach does not listen to anything. The poor are forced to leave their homes because they do not want to represent here the psychological impact of COVID-19 outbreak. That according to the interview, the majority of the respondents, that 78.6%, claimed that they were stressed as a result of COVID-19 outbreak, and were as another 11.7% were confused about COVID-19 stress. And according to the survey data by using DSSS, 76.6% of the total score of the respondents was more than 301 or more. It means they have several level of stress. And according to the qualitative interview, most of them lost their jobs and income as a result of lockdown, and they borrowed money from relatives, friends, or others, made them stress. And I want to represent that psychological impact of COVID-19 outbreak. That once worked in government and now out of profession, 61 years old, expressed her feeling that she was under a lot of mental stress because they didn't have any money, they didn't know how will they face the future, and couldn't even get a good night's sleep also. And Islam dealer's climate migrant older woman, 62 years old, expressed her feeling that corona is a curse from God, and individuals in the slum live in a small house and have no way to maintaining social distance, washing hand repeatedly, and wearing gloves also, and only God is capable to assessing them. And I'm going to the discussion. That is because of COVID-19 outbreak, a large majority of respondents said it was difficult to find work to support their families on a daily basis. And the consequence health related but also have a impact, and limited economic prospects, restricted movement, less opportunities to meet relatives, friends, and neighbors from whom they could seek assistance in the emergence, and fear of constructing COVID-19, and a lack of government support had all made lower income people's lives vulnerable and stressful. And due to lack of regular income, a high percentage of respondents in this study were concerned about their survival. And one thing especially, that is maximum climate migrant elderly women have not any chance to go back to their place of origin. And I want to give some recommendations, that is okay. Underprivileged people in slum area should be provided with essential government support during a particular period. Raise community awareness through effective social education, which help to decrease climate migrant elderly women mental stress and suffering of such people. Considering recent and should be given to older people, and this help to increase psychological well-being of elderly women. And thanks all of you for listening to me. And I want to give thanks to the organizer of International Conference on Sustainable Development.